All right, it's a good Friday here on the chat room. We're going to have a lot of fun today with Sam Malatesta, who's the developer of the Who's the Dog method. Sam, dog training, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All the way down from Ontario, Canada today.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, tell us about your method and then why you're down here in Northern Kentucky.
Well, the Who's a Dog method is developed on the understanding of the man or person-dog relationship. A lot of people, and in my past years of being taught, was about just obedience. And I found that through those years, that wasn't the only thing that worked. You'll find a lot of people that'll train their dog in an obedience class, but they just can't seem to get it to behave in the park or the sidewalks and that. So through the years of experimentation, I found out that obedience is really not the key. There's a step before that, and that is building the trust and respect that you need from your dog.
So how did you get into this? You've been doing it since you were a kid?
When I was a child, 6 years old, there was a person in town that was working with shepherds, and I was amazed, and I guess I had the dog bug from a kid, and then I just developed it and honed it from there with several teachers.
And you have you live on 50 acres up in Ontario.
Yes.
And you have 28 dogs.
28 German Shepherds.
Now, what are you doing here in town? You come down for seminars, right?
Yes, I do seminars and I do teaching camps, which for the last 3 years I've been working with Rosa's Rescue.
Right.
And
great group.
We work for a monthly program where I come down for a month and teach people how to handle their dogs and solve aggression problems or any kinds of problems they have, develop the bond, and also work with teaching rescues and fosters how to do a better and more effective program.
And there's the information on your seminars you're holding this weekend. Sam, what's the key? You came in, you have a couple dogs here, and we're gonna in the next segment we're gonna show some of your work. But it's amazing how well behaved these dogs are.
Well, the key is that you have to be the rock.
Yeah.
And I mean, the cliche of alpha dog and that you hear in something is a sense like that, but some people may believe that that's a way of being harsh. It's not. I have this philosophy that if you're with something or someone, you need to go to them if you're in trouble or you're not feeling well, and that's a person that was always a rock in your life. So what I work on is teaching people how to be that rock so their dog will come to them in a time of trouble as opposed to deciding to deal with it on their own. And then that process is taught.
And the way these dogs act, and you'll see here in the next segment, it is incredible. You can take these dogs out to the park, to walking down the street, and they're not going to run off or...
Right, I've walked across the street in busy traffic with no leads, without any commands. I've gone through airports and flown to New Mexico on the bulkhead without any leads. The nice thing about these dogs is that because of the trust they have in me, I can even show them something instantaneously and they will do it. We lowered one out of a helicopter on a cliff in New Mexico and there was no panic and they had never done it. So it's really about this dog, just like you and I would have somebody in our lives that would trust our relationship and our judgment, and that's basically how it works.
And you travel all around the country doing this?
Yep, Canada, the U.S.
And what we're going to do, we're going to see your dogs, but then you're also going to take a dog that was just out of the shelter?
Yep, she'd been out of the shelter a few days. I met her just out in the parking lot once, and she's a really nice dog. And I can show how I teach the dog not to pay attention to other things just by some of the things I do.
Jeez, I can't wait to see this. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back, Sam and I are going to get these dogs out, and we're going to see part of us working, and it is pretty incredible. We'll be right back on the chat room here on ICN6. We're with Sam Malatesta and his dogs. What are your dogs' names, Sam?
Etra is here. She's 10 now, and this is her daughter, Trinka.
All right, Who's the Dog method is his training program. So show us how it works, Sam.
Okay, what you'll see, Pat, is that these dogs are glued to me, and they gravitate to me. I don't really have to make commands. Come here, okay? So whatever happens, I am their central world. Like I said, I'm the rock. Now, if I come up to meet you without a command, I can come up and just shake your hand, and the dogs are not in your face.
Right, yeah.
Now, the other piece is when I'm walking around in a park, there's lots of distractions and disturbances. And if I can ask you, you can try to interfere with these guys. Just get in their way, and you are really, without sounding rude, irrelevant to them.
Right. A lot of people say that, so don't worry about it.
And this is what I believe is the problem with dogs out on the streets today, is that the dogs are becoming too interfering with people that may not want them around, or And then we hear the thing that's saying, well, the dog was just trying to be friendly. Well, that's fine, but what we need to understand is that we have a responsibility to the dogs, to children, to people, that our dogs do not interfere, and nobody should be uncomfortable walking down the street with them.
All right, let's get Kate Zink out here with the
Yep.
dog. We're going to, we're trained. Kate's from, you're with Rose's Rescue, right, Kate? Come on out in Campbell County. Thanks for coming out.
Sure, good to see you.
Yep. Now, who's this?
This is Roxy Girl.
Roxy Girl, that's my dog. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay, so what I like to teach is teach a dog not to interfere with other things. Now,
Okay.
my dogs are non-interferent. There's no reason why this one should be. So, as you can see, she's not sitting steady on a lead. She's everywhere. And all I do is just start to work. Come on, Roxy. Okay, she wants to interfere with the dogs.
Yep.
I don't. And I don't make the other dogs an issue. My thing is Roxy now. So a lot of people will do this with dogs, is they'll look at things that upset their dogs.
Yeah.
Well, what you're doing there is you're teaching the dog that that thing is important.
Okay.
So I just focus on the dog, and I work and I train. He'll come here, sweetheart. Okay, it's nothing harsh, and I act as if nothing is going on. Now, if you look at Roxy's language, she's tense,
Yeah.
a little bit stiff. It's okay, baby, sit down. We don't push harshly, and we work on relaxing the dog. We don't pressure the dog into doing it. Okay, and again, I don't use any gadgets, facial restrictive devices. The leash is not, come here. Good girl, okay? And I'll work on the first thing is just come to me. Come here,
Yeah.
Roxy. Good girl, good, good.
And this dog is
And
right
so-
out of a shelter.
Yep, just a couple of days now.
Have you had any
Today.
chance to work with it at all?
I saw her 5 seconds in the parking lot. That was it.
That's it?
Yep, and dogs know who they're looking for out of people.
Yeah.
And again, just like a person, if you meet somebody that's your rock, you're calm.
Yeah.
And I would say at peace and relaxed.
Yeah.
Well, a dog knows the same thing.
Well, now, what
No.
if folks come to your seminars, what are they going to learn? And can
Well, they will
you give them
learn-
enough in a weekend that they can go back and start working on this?
Yes, we set it up where you're taught a specific topic in the class situation, and then you're taking it and made to go out and do it in various environments. And really, I'm teaching you how to see things as how the dog would see things. Okay.
And then, but we were talking off camera. It's not about you training a dog and then just dropping it off. Like you
No.
said, there has to be this a rapport between.
Yeah, you've got to build relationships, and that's what I do. Is I teach you how to have a good, strong, positive, trusting relationship with your dog.
And you were talking. You also do, because I asked you why you were lowering a dog in a helicopter.
Yeah,
Your
we
other
do
work.
search and rescue training. I do that. Police services, protection, narcotics work, problem solving and aggression. Just about anything.
Now, how long did it take you to get these dogs? Your two dogs. Your
2
shepherd.
years of work.
Is that what it takes?
It takes 2 years of constant training and management to get your dog to be sound in every environment. And this is what I think people are not understanding. The 10-week course isn't going to do it for you.
And then, so you give the folks the method on this seminar, and then they're on their own to try to work with it.
Nope, they can hook me up through who'sthedog.com.
Okay.
And they can ask me questions as they're through, and I email them back, and there's phone calls and support and all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And do you ever come back and see dogs have you come back to this area and seen dogs that you trained initially?
Yes, there's dogs that have gone through my process that now we use in demonstrations.
Is that right?
Yep.
All right, let's see
yeah.
that information on the screen again if we could, guys, about the information this weekend. It's the Who's the Dog program with Sam Malatesta. There's the information. Tell you what, I'm a dog owner, and it's pretty incredible what you have here, and congratulations to
thank
your
you.
success with it. When I come back, I'll be talking to somebody who's trained in the financial world, Robert Walker, on the Milson Walker Financial Report here on the chat room on ICN6.